But so I mean, hair is such a tricky subject.
Listen, hair is a thing that, first of all, you know, there's a Seinfeld episode where, you know, George Costanza, he obviously doesn't have hair, or he's balding, or, you know, on the verge of going bald. And then Elaine Bennis, good old Elaine, says, you don't know how important hair is to a woman. Yeah. And so, you know, in this day and age where women specifically are getting all these enhancements, lips, eyes, nails, butts, breasts, everything done, they have the audacity to question a man's hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel bad. I feel bad for the folks that maybe might be in that initial stage of hair loss, or maybe have lost it all already, and they have like this conundrum that they're dealing with that they didn't really, or they weren't able to really, you know, deal with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's particularly a controversial conversation, or a controversial topic for us, because, you know, we're not part of the follically challenged, right? We've got some serious salad going on top of our heads, right? So I think it's one of those topics that it's easier said than done to say certain things, but in all seriousness, I like the bald look. Like, if you're going for, like, if as you said, if you're kind of teetering on that point where it's not really solid and you're starting to see maybe the glory days fade away a little bit at the top of your melon, I say you get down to the Bic and you go full Dwayne Johnson, and I think it's a great look. I think you're doing better than when you have like the little scragglers on the top and it looks like a lollipop rolled around a dirty carpet, you know, and it's little, just kind of these little pubes that are kind of sticking out.
You're holding on.
People are going to make fun of you more for that than they are for you being bald.
Now hold on. So, okay, let's just get right into this, because you mentioned something right away. Whip out the Bic. But surely a man, or I guess a balding woman too, could do something to try to rescue the hair in 2021. There must be tools that you could go to a doctor and be like, hit me with the hair transplant, hit me with that new ointment. Like, there's got to be something that you could try. Like, I would try to save my hair first before I hit the Bic.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
and I want to feel self-conscious about that. Like if people said, "Hey, listen, you're really thinning out there," I'd be like, "I'm gonna save this, or I'm gonna try to save this."
Yeah, and I think there's, you know, something understandable about that. Obviously, I think most people would sort of empathize with that idea. But I'm telling you, man, I've seen a few people that we know just go for the full-on Mark Messier action, and they look great. There's an element of it that, I mean, you got to have the right melon too. I think it's a little bit,
and the right ears. You have to have the right ears too. You can't have these massive ears. I feel personally.
Yeah, but there definitely, but there's something to be said about if you got the good head and you're putting and you do it, you kind of look a little bit more manlier. And then obviously, like, I'd recommend like probably getting jacked, because the full like look, bald, beard, jacked.
Oh,
like that's
the trifecta. That's the
trifecta.
That's you're a powerful person.
That's the Statham. That's The Rock. That's Triple H.
John Travolta just went bald recently.
He's a part of the bald community.
Yeah, every single retired WWE wrestlers in that community too. Shout out to Vince McMahon, I think.
Probably a lot of old rockers should go that way.
Yeah, they lost all that rocker hair.
But it's all wispy and stuff, and it kind of like hangs down. Because in effect, and this could probably potentially touch on your sort of ear point, maybe the what do you call that? Orifice accessories to your melon. Is when you see these guys with like paperboy hats or pork pie hats or fedoras, we know you're bald. Like, who are you kidding, pal? And get rid of that. Go Messier. And just own it. And I think that you'd be surprised at how many people, women included, or men, if that's the case, would be like, damn, this guy's confident as shit. He looks great. You know, like you're owning it because you can't control that. You know, you can't control like your genetics on what's going to stick around and what's not. So I think it's admirable, to be perfectly honest.
To be honest, when a man or anyone makes that decision, you know, it's Saturday morning and you go look in the mirror and you're talking to yourself, you're like, enough is enough. Yeah. And you leave and you go to the barbershop and you just post up in the doorway. There's a guy sweeping in there and the place goes silent. They all look at you and they're just saying, what will it be, sir? And you say, just hit me with the rock. Yeah. It's a slow clap.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, congratulations.
And the crowd goes wild.
Exactly. Everyone in there, you know, there's like some old lady getting her hair curled in the back. She's like, I'm so proud of you. You know what I mean? I'm so proud of you. This is such a great day. You know what I mean? And then he walks out of there, nice bicked head. He said, this is the first day of the rest of my life.
Exactly. And I think that there'd be something also freeing about it. You know what I mean? Because to go back to the earlier point, like my mop is just annoying. And I'm not saying this to be in a way, oh my God, I got such great hair. You know what I mean? It is annoying because on the opposite end, and this is a place that, or a situation that affects me directly, I can't grow a beard, right? I've always wanted to grow a beard.
Yeah, I'm Patch Adams.
But mine's brutal. I'm just doing it because I just hate fucking shaving. But it's whatever this shit on my face is. But it's like, you know, we all have these limitations. And so realistically, if I was probably in a more like sort of less kind of creative work environment, I'd probably just be like razored all the way down just because like you look a little bit scraggly like this. But you know, I'm a kind of creative type, so it sort of allows for it. But like, you know, you got to know what your limitations are and work within that framework, right? And if you need to sort of get it all gone, like I think people would be shocked at how highly respected they would be after they take that plunge.
Yeah, I kind of almost want to just do it now. Just talking about this, like I'm almost thinking on my next haircut,
just go down to the skin.
Just skin me, baby. Just skin me.
Well, you got to see, and then it'll give you a real opportunity to check out your melon, man.
The problem with that, you might not be able to come back and you're actually bald now.
You are now listening to the Fierce Kingz Podcast.